Get it, Tybo.
Game of the week. Game of the week. Looking like a fool with your game of the week. And then you're just gonna laugh at me, you fucking dickhead.
Well, whoever picked this game definitely was a fool for this game.
This game was supposed to be the crown jewel of the whole entire weekend, so.
I mean, you got to see Deebo Samuel, little boy, people on the Philadelphia Eagles. Jalen Hurts comes out of this game with a Q tag on him again, and the Eagles look vulnerable for the Dallas Cowboys to overtake them. Do we really want the Dallas Cowboys as the number one seed in the NFC? Because it's certainly possible here, guys. It's certainly possible. Are Jerry Jones, CeeDee Lamb, and Dak Prescott about to win to get the number one seed in the NFC? Thanks
I
to
hope so.
the banged up, crummy Eagles.
I really hope so. It would be that much better for them to get the one seed and lose in terrible fashion to the 49ers on a late fourth quarter miscue by Dak Prescott yet again.
Now, this was a short week for the Eagles. Am I correct? Was this?
I don't believe so.
No, it wasn't a short week. They didn't play on Monday and then have a Sunday game.
I'm
But
fact
anyways,
checking you.
it looked like it was a short week for them because they were sluggish. The passing game was only effective here and there. The Eagles there was, like, the Chiefs didn't have a sense of urgency against the Packers. The Eagles didn't really have a sense of urgency, or they didn't get up to the level of where their opponents at in a good-looking 49er squad. They had their little skid earlier on in the season, but when Brock Purdy is not concussed, the 49ers are decent. I have said it long ago. I still don't believe Brock Purdy is a Super Bowl winning quarterback, but seeing that game versus the Eagles, it brings a lot of validity to Deebo's statement from the playoffs last year. If they would have had Brock, everybody knows they would have had a better chance, but could have been the 49ers we played in that Super Bowl.
The Niners did have 3 extra days they had played on Thursday, the previous week.
Okay. So it wasn't technically a short week for the Eagles, but
long week for the Niners.
Long week for the Niners. They were more ready for that game, and it was pretty clear. Like I said, the Eagles look sluggish.
Niners also showed up in all black. Almost all of them did. Deebo was spotted wearing the all black Air Force Ones as well.
Oh, now I think aside from Deebo's long touchdowns and all that jazz, the most exciting part of that game was the video that came out of it of Eagles fans pelting two 49ers fans. I feel bad for those guys, but a video like this pops out every year out of Philadelphia, so we know how shitty those fans can be.
Let's not forget about the security guard from the Eagles who also got ejected and is now being suspended.
He got booped by
he got booped by Greenlaw. That was good. Yeah, don't interject yourself if you're on the sideline. Don't be dumb.
Yeah, I stringing together a couple of really bad games of the week here, so I'm gonna try to get out of my little slump.
We're moving on to another game that is pretty much in a slump right here. Cardinals versus Steelers. That was a rough game to watch. It went into a rain delay second half, went into another rain delay late second half, but unfortunately, Kenny Pickett did not make it through any of those rain delays. He got hurt early on, was out. Looks like he's out for the whole entire year. And that completely ruined it because then Mitchell Trubisky was in at quarterback, and no one wants to watch him at quarterback anymore. Kyler Murray looked good. He's finding a connection with Trey McBride. It's looking really good. James Conner had another 2 touchdowns. And I honestly forgot about this game since it wasn't on the red zone very much because of the rain delay. It bled into the afternoon games, and I was just lost after that. So it was just the most boring game to watch. Not very much excitement for either side. It didn't get flashed to a lot during red zone. So Wasn't the most exciting, but here we are.
My game of the week and easily the best of our picks was Broncos Texans that went down to the wire. Unfortunately, young rookie phenom wide receiver Tank Dell will miss the remainder of the season. It has got to be one of the dumbest ideas that I've ever seen from a coaching staff to take a guy who weighs under 160 pounds and put him on the interior for an inside run blocking scheme. Got rolled up on, broke his fibula, done for the season. Got to be one of the dumbest things I've ever seen. Coaching
Dude's a
staff.
tank, dude.
I get that, but I feel like they would have had to have practiced that play, and I don't know, as a human being, as a player, like you kind of have to consent to that, like. Like coach, you can say coach, like bro, I'm not doing that.
If you're a
I've seen
rookie,
it happen.
most likely not. Yeah, dumb move. Now you lose easily your best receiver on the field. I know they've got Nico, right? But easily, I think Tank Dell had the most talent and probably one of the best built chemistries with his quarterback, CJ Stroud. Was definitely in the running for rookie of the year. Obviously would have gone to CJ beforehand, but was definitely up there as a phenom,
Well,
and we're missing
their
out.
connection, like I know Nico's having a great year as well. Their connection has been kind of historic for two rookies. I forget
Mhm.
what their numbers or metrics were, but they were on a pace to do some shit, man.
Yeah. Well, but they, even though losing Tank Dell, they've still got themselves a pretty good offense, lacking a lot of experience, but you've got a guy in Nico, you've got another guy in Noah Brown, you've got two running backs in Singletary and Damian Pierce. Your quarterback's playing well. Your full offensive line is back. And most important, that defense has done a complete 180 from where they were last year and in years previous to be able to hang on against a veteran quarterback like Russell Wilson, who's been on a hot streak, make him play as bad as he did. Three interceptions, three sacks, only 186 yards on the day. The Broncos this week did not look like the past 5 weeks of the Broncos that we've seen. They look like beginning of this season and all of last season Broncos, only putting up 17 points. This was a really good game. It did come down to the wire. I think it was a last second field goal by the Texans that ended up winning them the game and then holding it out in the end. So Texans, scary team as we round out the last few weeks here remaining before we get into the playoffs.
They need their offensive line to play really, really well. Houston also loves Noah Brown, like you mentioned, but don't forget about John Mechie, guys.
A guy, yeah, who hasn't played very much, coming off the injured reserve from last year due to it was cancer, correct? Yep. Had
Oh,
cancer last year as a rookie and wasn't able to play.
I
Came
had
into
him
this
mixed up with
year.
somebody else, bro. I thought Mechie was a rookie this year. I guess he technically is
Yeah, this is his
first year
first
playing,
year
but
playing. Last year he was on the team. Had really good rapport with the offensive playmakers that were there, and everybody was really excited for him. And then missed the whole season to beat cancer. Go John
I
Mechie,
brought him up.
survivor.
Didn't even fucking know that. Stupid ass. But best game of the week, guys. Bengals
Did you watch
Jags.
it? Did you watch it?
I was working for most of it. I didn't paid attention to it on the drive home, and not the road. So,
Nicely done.
mhm.
I
Who
wish
would have
that's
thought
how
we
we
would be
could drive.
choosing backup quarterback for game of the week?
I mean, I expected this to be, I think all three of us expected this to be a complete blowout. And Jamar Chase single handedly lost me my fantasy football game and blew Tybo's chances of making the playoffs. So I'm pretty happy about that.
You just in one league. It's a dynasty, so I got next year. Don't worry
Give
about
me
it.
that number one pick, baby. Yeah.
Ah, Yeah, I'm probably
He's gonna
get it for you.
he's gonna
I'm gonna get
tank.
it for you. No, dude, I need good picks for the rest of the rounds.
All right, get number 2 pick, man.
Uh, Sadly, and everybody thought it was a worse case than it's turned out to be. Christian Kirk went down early in the game. Looked like it could have been a testicular issue, whether it was torsion or a blown testicle.
Jeez, bro.
Oh
Was
my
the thought. I don't know if you guys had
God.
actually seen the video.
No.
He landed on his side and both legs came in like scissors. And people where he was grabbing thought that it was uh, uh yeah, an issue.
Oh, that
Uh,
hurts just talking about it, man.
Thankfully, it wasn't torsion or a testicular explosion like that house in
Lead
Virginia.
with that, you bitch. Why'd
Yeah.
you put us through that? Why? No, we don't have to do that.
I
You
said
did.
I said it wasn't. I said there was thought that it was,
Oh,
and now we know that it's an oblique issue. But
You put that in my
he's going to
mind,
be out.
man.
You needed it in your mind.
I'm going through pain now because of that.
Well, he's going to be out for the season. It's possible that he could return for the Super Bowl should the Jaguars make it that far. But seeing as Trevor Lawrence now has a high ankle sprain and will be week to week, it's looking very iffy for the Jags.
Trevor Lawrence's injury was very similar to Kenny Pickett's injury, slightly lower, I believe. That's why his is not season ending and Kenny's is, but he's still got to be
Yes,
out for a few weeks here.
stepped on by his own offensive lineman, and it looked really bad. The funniest part of that, and there's nothing usually funny about injuries, but the funniest part of this one was they didn't bring a cart out to take him. They literally walked him from the center of the field to the locker room slash medical room slash x-ray room.
How do you walk a guy with a leg injury instead of bring out the cart for him?
Not just a guy, your franchise quarterback. Your franchise quarterback that you drafted number one overall, wanted to go out and get, and then you make him walk
they didn't.
a
They didn't want to
mile.
freak out their fans. They wanted to make people feel like he was okay.
He's strong, damn it.
Yeah.
Would you guys be okay if that was Patrick Mahomes?
No,
Uh,
they're bringing everything out for him.
They're putting him in the Hamlin mobile.
nah,
Ambulance?
dude. I feel like if Pat can walk or do anything, he's going to.
But no, they're going to bring it all out for him. He's going to refuse it
If
all right away.
you can't walk, you can crawl.
Like Kirk Cousins to the ocean.
Yeah.
You guys didn't see that video either. Gee, get with the times, guys. Kirk Cousins was out at the ocean, couldn't walk in, so he crawled literally across the beach to get into the water.
That's something Kirk Cousins would do. Yeah.
I think I'm gonna pass the crown of liking Kirk Cousins a lot to you from Sean. Like Sean brought him up a bunch, and I was like, Kirk Cousins is your favorite quarterback. Now I'm gonna pass that to Ty Bob, and I think on the YouTube it'll work. Like I'm passing it from the correct, but okay.
Take it off and go the other way.
Damn it. No. Kirk Cousins is your favorite quarterback, and you will take any chance to bring him up, even if it's not like football related. Like, what the hell are we talking about?
We were just talking about injuries and crawling. I
Right.
brought him up once. Get it together, dude.
Well,
Get it together.
now we're going to go to a game with an injury that somebody did have a cart brought out for them, but it was not a player. It was a member of the chain gang. The Lions Saints game. Alvin Kamara destroyed
out
that
here
dude's leg.
beating dudes on the sideline, beating them in elevators. Dude's got a problem.
Yeah.
That dude's leg was
Definitely.
nasty looking.
Broken leg, dislocated knee.
He didn't. I think I saw the video. He didn't look that concerned. He turned back a couple times, but like, if I
Like, what's
see
going
somebody,
on?
if I see somebody, if I just did that to somebody and he's got a broken leg, like I'm gonna be like, hey, get over here, bro. Trainer, this dude's messed up.
The play clocker's running down.
The
You gotta
play
get
clock.
back
The play clock. All right, I'm done.
Oh, that was a hell of a game outside of that incident. It went
Was it
into well, I mean, the Saints were down, what was it, 21-0 in at
the
one
first
point,
six, the first like 10 minutes of the
the
game?
first 10 minutes, and then they come all the way back. And now Derek Carr is going to be out for an extended period of time now that he's injured. But the Saints tried to make it a game and then threw an interception there at the end for the Lions to go ahead and seal it up. And that was off the rope. But they did try to make a game out of it.
Lions are a team that look like they could get bounced early in the playoffs right now.
I like the Lions. I'm glad they're going to make the playoffs, but I think they've only beaten one team with a winning record.
Yeah, as far as the way the clear top 3 teams in the NFC are playing right now, the Lions are a long shot, but they would be a fun story or a fun team to see go deep. Honestly, like fuck around, see them in the NFC Championship game. That would be awesome, in my opinion. But that would probably only happen if the Eagles and the 49ers played each other, and I don't know what situation that happens.
Nope. Staley thought he was going to be fired. He ended up winning the game off of 2 field goals. Beat the Patriots. So the Patriots become the first team to not win a game over an extended period of time while not letting up more than 10 points.
Oh,
Three weeks in a row, they have not let up 10 points and they have not won any of those games.
that's good Bill Belichick football for you.
Is this Bill Belichick's best coaching season?
Yes.
Playing good enough to be in it, but not good enough to win.
In
Tanking the whole entire way.
They're gonna have such a good draft pick next year. Then they're gonna pick like one of the best quarterbacks in the class, and Pats are gonna be good next year.
Expert tanking mode.
They believe in Bill Belichick and his cheating ass ways.
Now this is how you tank.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're in line for number 2.
Drake May.
All right.
Thanks for that, Sean.
Why was that Sean's fault?
Yeah.
Random name, nothing else. There's not really any other games that I want to talk about.
Quarterback they're going to draft.
He'll eventually be a random name, like Tim Couch.
Let's
There's not another game that I want to talk about. There's just one more thing from the week I want to talk about. Tyreek Hill is going to break the 2,000-yard mark. I think he only needs 500 more yards over the next 5 weeks.
He's got to stay healthy enough.
4 weeks.
He's picked up different. It's not like one injury that continuing to nag him. He's picked up different little ticky-tack injuries, and if he doesn't get hurt, he's a lock.
Should be. He should be. The MVP race has currently got Brock Purdy, who only throws 3-yard slants, and Dak Prescott, who hasn't played anyone, at the top. We need to get out of this realm of quarterbacks only win the MVP, because it is 100% deserved right now. Even if he doesn't play any more games, Tyreek Hill should be the MVP of the season.
Do you think he breaks the record in game 16, or does he have to take that extra game to get to over 2K?
And he's 500 yards. Their remaining schedule for the Dolphins, they play the Titans, then the Jets, then the Cowboys, the Ravens, and then the Bills. I think they can get it done. I think he can get it done in the next 2 weeks.
But it's still a little bit of a tall order, man.
A little bit.
A little.
A
But
little
with the
bit.
way the Cowboys defense is currently playing at the moment, I'd extend it. I think I think he gets the 2,000 yards prior to week 16. Or
That's wild, man.
sorry, prior to breaks it in normal time, normal fashion, and should be MVP of the league.